What is something that is dangerous yet normalized? Sleep deprivation. I can't count the number of times I've sat with coworkers comparing our bad night's sleep, 4 to 5 hours being far too common. It wears on your heart, not to mention increasing stress and anxiety, damaging memory, and causing weight gain. Driving tired. I had an event in high school that ended around midnight, and after going to cook out to eat with everyone, and dropping my friends off, it was 3 AM, and I had to drive 30 minutes to a city nearby to drop my boyfriend off. It was somewhere near 4, and I was on the way back home, and the only person on the highway. I was trying everything to keep my eyes from drooping, including blasting the music, rolling the windows down, cranking the AC, and was all the way in the left lane. Closed my eyes for a second, and boom, when I opened them somehow I was all the way in the right lane. Granted, nothing really happened. 16-year-old me was scared at the thought I cold-vended someone else's or my own life because I was driving tired. Never again. TikTok cleaning hacks. Don't play with chemicals, it's dangerous. Have you ever seen those videos where they pour 10 plus different chemicals of different colors all over a toilet just because it's satisfying, then scrub it all together? First of all, the waste makes me anxious, and I don't understand how anyone enjoys watching that. Secondly, what an absolute chemical storm and an accident waiting to happen. Politicians not being allowed to lie under oath, but literally any other time. These people, empowered to craft our laws, can lie right to our faces, constantly, feverishly, hypocritically, with zero punishment of any kind. Toxic relationships. My soon-to-be ex-husband really tried telling me stuff like, "You're upset because you're inexperienced. You haven't been in really bad relationships yet. The charade is awful. Some people break their wives' bones. And how does that excuse any kind of hitting in the first place? I don't think there is a problem. There are women who are really alright with violence at home. Please effing show me such a woman. It is normal to fight, especially when you live in the same room during lockdowns, referring to yelling at me almost every single day for bullsh. You don't respect me. I told you I'm stressed. When you see I'm angry, you should just shut up and listen to me while he cancels anything I try to say that could solve the issue. But whatever it is either a lie, me trying to manipulate his opinion, or straight up disrespect, just because it could be worse. And it is indeed worse for some people. It doesn't mean you're insane for expecting a healthy relationship in which you feel safe and cherished and loved. You're not brainwashed by Western media because you believe partners in a relationship should be equal. They're just a-holes. Leave. Doctors working insane hours. There's no way they are making as good decisions after 12 hours as they were at the beginning of their shifts. Skiing. It's crazy how many people get seriously injured or die. I worked ski patrol for a year. Saw some pretty brutal shit, including 2 fatalities that year. Also saw a girl break her spine right in front of me. It's not a very big hill either. Only 2 lifts and a T-bar. They don't really talk about the badge that happens at ski hills in the news. Lately, it's these Brazilian butt lifts. It's the most dangerous elective surgery with a 1,000th death rate. Recently I've heard that's gotten better with a 1/3,000 death rate. Still not comforting to hear. Getting shot in the arm. Every movie or game makes it seems like a flesh wound, but it can easily just make your arm stop working altogether. It's got to do with arteries. Also explosions. The shockwave would kill or majorly damage anyone who got too close. Also, gasoline explosions are way bigger than you'd expect. People posting pics of their kid online/social media. Yeah, that annoys me. And the parents spend the money earned from it. I read about this YouTuber who adopted kid for Family Channel, and after she got the money she wanted, girl gave the kid back. I mean, don't give your kid the money at that age, but save it for his future. It's almost like legal child trafficking. I don't how our parent taking money from content they aren't a part of. Romanticizing mental illness and disorders. Because no, ADHD is not "do I have ADHD, I'm so quirky." It's literally being hyperconscious of that one texture you felt 2 days ago that still makes your skin crawl. It's remembering the most useless details of anything, then beating yourself up for forgetting something that was necessary. It's having a total of maybe 2 hours of focus, while the rest of the day your brain is running a mile a second and everything is too much. Because OCD isn't you have to have OCD, you're always clean. It's having a panic attack over something spontaneous. It's being meticulous over everything. Because if it isn't, that one way you won't be able to function. Because that's the only thing your brain wants to focus on. It's constant routine that takes weeks to come to terms with a new one. Because your residency moved. Because PTSD isn't there so mysterious and hot. It's 3 cups of coffee and on your 3rd night awake. Because nightmares plague your sleep and death sounds like a viable option at this point. It's getting thrown back into memories that were so carefully pushed back so you can function like a semi-normal human being. It's small normal everyday things sending you into a crippling panic attack because it's connected to your trauma in a way that makes you want to tear your skin off. Because anxiety isn't a cute girl hiding behind a sign to watch a boy she likes walk by. It's throwing up at the thought of human interaction because your body makes you sick because it perceives it as dangerous. It's learning how to hide bad attacks during the school day just for it to fester up until your foot crosses the threshold of your home and suddenly you're on the floor unable to move because everything is weighing down on you. Because schizophrenia/schizoaffective isn't someone who needs locked up all the time. Because all of them are a threat to humanity. It's thinking your medication is poison because your brain hates you. It's family members finding you hidden in a kitchen cupboard because there's music playing that only you can hear. Accept me the way I'm culture. People should always be trying to learn and improve something about themselves. This just sounds like an excuse to not change. Being able to take constructive criticism is also a huge part of emotional maturity. Shutting up your kids with a screen, be it a TV or phone. I mean, we do that as adults too. It's not like we are not all watching TV and movies, to say nothing of gaming. Willingness to hate. So many people are willing to hate people they don't know, just because someone told them they should, or because they heard one side of a story. I've seen people hate certain people in the news, and when I ask them questions specific to the news story they are talking about they can't answer a single one correctly. I'll use Rittenhouse as an example because my brother, not going to take sides in this, just gonna use some examples. I talked to my brother and he didn't know how long ago the shooting was, didn't know we knew the names of the people killed for over a year, didn't know simple facts that were presented in court. I'm not saying whether he should hate Rittenhouse or not, but he should at least know the facts of the case before being so quick to hate someone so vehemently. I'm very much against hate in general, unless you were personally hurt, and even then it's not my cup of tea personally, but I won't judge. School shootings. There was an article discussing the psychology of school shootings about how the more they happen, the more it becomes what a potential shooter will consider a reasonable or normal response to his situation. Consuming copious amounts of sugar or high fructose corn syrup. Ferrides. They're industrial machinery that you strap yourself to as they operate. Rivers. Bodies are constantly being retrieved from the river in my city and most of them are not suicides. Many of them are kayakers or small children that were not being watched for 2 seconds. The river looks calm enough, but you throw a stick in it and that thing is 20 feet away in just a couple seconds. Doing your own research about matters of public health and safety. I'm going to get called stupid for this, but riding a bike without a helmet, most adults I see riding don't wear one. But traumatic brain injury is no joke and even the best cyclists can't predict every potential risk out there, especially if you regularly ride on the road. Pic filters. So many people now with body dysmorphic disorder, BDD, when in reality these people don't look anything like the pictures.